Hello everybody, my name is B-rad and welcome back. Today we are here on F1 24 Manager once again, where we go race at Japan for the Japanese Grand Prix for the fourth race of the 2024 season, as we are managing the Ford Motor Company F1 team. And if you guys are enjoying this, I really would appreciate it if you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Once again, that is if you're enjoying the content, and also hit the notification bell so you don't miss another video from me, as I do upload each and every day. I also have Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram, and I do stream almost every day on Twitch. So yeah, I really would appreciate if you follow me on those platforms. I will have the playlist for the My Team Career Mode, which is this, by the way. I have the Road to Glory Career Modes playlist as well, and there's a post about the Road to Glory Career Mode, whether I will be managing Alpine, Haas, or Williams after I win a Constructors' Championship in the Sauber team. So I really would appreciate if you go down in the YouTube description and go to the post and vote, as it would mean a lot to me if you would do so. Now with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and actually get to business, shall we? Shall we get to business? So, last time we raced at Australia, I believe. Yep. Raced at Albert Park Circuit. Max Verstappen ended up winning the race. Hamilton got the fastest lap. We were pretty much close to points this time around. Just things didn't go our way as far as conditions. So there's the results. And F2 race at Australia. And Oliver Behrman picks up the race win and fastest lap as well. I'm also going to take a look at the sprint race results, which Oliver Behrman got the fast lap and won the sprint race. So Kimi Antonelli not having a good start to his rookie season in F2. F3 does not, or F3 did race also at, also raced in Australia, which Dino won the sprint race. We will take a look here in just a minute of the race results for F3. We had two DNFs in F3 sprint race, and Dino won the main race for Australia for F3. So there's that. And it looks like we had three DNFs. Yeah, three DNFs after Australia. So take a look at the constructors' points. Currently, Ferrari leads over Red Bull by about, I say, 8 points, or 12 points, actually. That would be the correction on my end, 12 points. Big chunk of points, though, Red Bull does have advantage of over McLaren. You could say the same for Mercedes and Aston Martin. Mercedes actually moves up to 4th now in the constructors. We are 7th at the moment in the constructors with no points early on in the year. So we still got a bit of the year to go. Take a look at the Drivers' Championship. Max Verstappen does retain the championship lead in the Drivers' title. So I think, honestly, the top 4 is in contention for a championship this season. Maybe top 6. I do say Paris still is in contention. Hamilton up to 7th in the standings. Russell up to 9th. Alonso down to 10th after being 8th for the longest time. Schumacher is now 14th after being 16th in the Drivers' Championship. So both of our drivers are the first few drivers to actually not get a point this season. But that all can change. Ismail Ocon moved up to 18th, so nothing really else happened in Australia. Nothing too drastic. Also, in the pit challenge, we also managed to, I believe, get some points. No, we did not. So, as you can see, McLaren moves up to 2nd in the DHL Fast Pit Stop Challenge. Williams moves up to 7th. And Alpine moves up to 5th. Tired. Sleepy. Already. Wow. Anyway, taking a look at the Constructors for F2, just taking a look through the standings of each series. Oliver Behrman is leading the F2 championship. Not a shocker at all, since he has won pretty much most of the year already. Which, if we scroll up, let's see. Yeah. Pretty big chunk over Isaac Harjar. This is the F3 standings for constructors. And this is the Drivers' Championship. Dino leads over Lindblad and Triventrats. I believe that's how you say it. So there's that as well. So now we're getting ready for Japan. So if we take a look at the car, we do have an underfloor at the moment. And I want to see the gains that we're going to get on our new underfloor that's going to be coming in pretty soon. So we gain some top speed. We also get some high speed performance as well as some medium speed performance as well. We also do improve on our total weight, which is pretty good. If we take a look at the car analysis, we're currently 4th in the total extra weight. I want to see who's first in this regard. It's Red Bull, no shocker. But we're going to go ahead and put our old design back in the car for Giovinazzi. Let's take a look at the mail. Post-race data from Australia. Again, the DRS effectiveness is not really suited for this car. And neither is medium speed or high speed. So, there's that. Again, Haas has, again, a better high speed than we do. So it's likely that they will do better in Japan. But, we were expected to finish last, but we ended up 12th and 13th, which is really good. And taking a look at the parts that we have, they all passed. So that's good. We're going to go ahead and actually move on through time here. Side pods are in now. And we now have 2 underfloors ready to go. And we will now manufacture 2 side pods. So that's good. We have yet to do suspension yet, which will be the next thing we do. Is just a suspension. I think, to be honest, I think I'm going to focus on tire preservation upgrade for this part in particular, because just, yeah. I think tire preservation might be the best thing we focus on for now. But we are going to lose stats, so I think we'll just bump up low speed, drag reduction, and just put all of this out. Yeah, we're going to do like this, and then bump these, yeah, like this. So that way we gain at least in everything. So we're going to go ahead and actually make the suspension. Not big of a gain I would like in the tire preservation regard, but yeah, not a whole lot of gain there will be there. So honestly, I think we're going to go for it with the current suspension we have now. Maybe we can do this to help improve it, which it does improve. I kind of want to do improve tire preservation more than anything else. So I think what we'll do instead is just improve tire preservation for this first iteration. I think honestly, it's going to be what we're going to be making. Well, to be honest, it's going to be really the main. This will probably will be the only iteration we will do on the suspension. More or less because we do have research coming to play here in just a bit, so take it as you will. Take it as you will. So we do have a front wing coming in pretty soon. And we got scouts on the way as well, which goes over Verstappen and Piastri. So take a look at Piastri He has a 3-year contract, so he ain't gonna be able. We're not gonna be able to hire him at all throughout this LP at all. Well, that depends. That really does depend. That depends, really. How good we will be in 2026. So far, Piastri, so far, is looking to do very good this season. So he did get a sprint win in 2023. However, he did not get a race win in 2023. So there is a decent shot, though, that he will get a champion or a couple wins this year, no doubt. And Norris has yet to win this season either, because again, not very, you know, I don't know. Leclerc is not interested. What? Negative outlook towards our team. That's understandable. What about Lewis? Same thing? No, he just started a contract. So Leclerc is the only one that's, like, really negative about us. Really, Leclerc. That's interesting to know. We're going to keep going. We got to respond to something. So what is it? It is the race simulation refurbishment. And we got to pay $100,000. So... Damn it. Hate it every time. Either way, so we gotta pay a small fee of $100,000 to repair the race simulator, which is okay. I believe our chassis just came in. Yeah, let's take a look at the development on the chassis and see. It's quite competitive in high speed, especially for this Grand Prix in particular, where we could get points. But then again, we're gonna have to just not do that because it is what it is. Well, we just can't really do that. I mean, we can do that move, but it won't be worth it, honestly. So, yeah. At the end of the month, and front wing is done. So, taking a look at the March in Formula One, the rumor mill is focused on Gig Sauber this month after they unveiled a new front wing design. But from its performance on track, it seems to be one of the worst of its kind on the grid. Excuse me. Worst of its kind on the grid right now. With talk of a new rear wing design in the works, will Sauber be able to turn around the team's disappointing performance so far? So that's interesting. We may have made a misstep with this car part. Quite of a huge misstep, I think. Take a look at Williams. Spoke to James Vowles, team principal of Williams, this month about the season so far. No one can deny it has been tough. They said we are below where we were expected to. There's no sense of pointing fingers as to why. We just have to pull through as a team and try to turn it around. They're currently ninth in the constructors with no points. Albon and Sargent, no points on the grid. So they're just doing the best they can with what they have. And Jan Val says that we won't be finishing this championship at the bottom of the grid. So that's pretty understandable, as far as team principal side of things. So I think what we're going to do is do one of Jim, and then one of Pitt's crew drill. I just think it'll be better, honestly. It looks like they're not going to be as tired, so that's interesting to see. So we'll go and do that. They're going to be wary towards China, so maybe we can readjust this? No. Yeah, it looks like one of it's going to have to go bye-bye. So, yeah. So 27%, so we'll do a pit drill Yeah, we'll just do a pit drill here. Yeah, let's just do... Yeah, we'll just do this. And we'll go ahead and continue. So, again, we have everybody to replace next season. So, that'll be interesting. So, take a look at the weather. It's looking like that Friday's going to be heavily rainy. Like, it's going to have heavy rain. So, it looks like we're going to have another rained race here in Japan. So, that'll be interesting to take note of. Now we got a sponsor plan. We did achieve our target. Very good. $2,000 from engagement. Another, pretty much $1 million from the sponsor. I'll be right back. Give me like a couple. Alright, I'm back. And take a look here at the monthly car development report. So we're 14th, so again, it's been it shouldn't be a decrease, though. It shouldn't be all red, it should be all green, as a matter of fact. Like in the cornering, I would say I go green, but I don't know. So taking a look at Hamilton, at least seeing what his contract is. So he's going to get a full season contract. So that's basically going in the 2026 season that he's going to have to renew the contract. Interesting. From the Stevenage driver. We'll go ahead and scout Alonso and Leclerc just because. Sponsor plan. Again, we're going to do the same thing we did in the last one. Just get a bunch of affiliates, get them in the schedule. And we'll get a guarantee $2 million from this. So, that's good. Take a look at the preview for the Grand Prix. So, taking a look at the moment, Ferrari is leading the pack in the Constructors' Championship by 12 points, with Max Verstappen at the top in the Drivers' Championship by 9 points over Leclerc. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how things go. We did have a front wing come in. I didn't do a new part. Now this is where we could do a chassis or side pod, depending on which one will do better. So we'll go ahead and fit the chassis in. And take a look at the chassis. There's not really a whole lot of options we can really do to make this part any better. I'm going to be honest. There's not a whole lot we can do, to be honest. Like, we could leave it like this and just lose a ton of spots in medium speed and lose a spot in the high speed. So, yeah, I'm not going to upgrade the chassis. Front wing hasn't even come in yet. We don't even have a part, as a matter of fact, of said front wing. We could do a whole new design and just mainly do the same that we did on the previous design. The only difference would be this time is that we just kick this all the way down. I'm not going to do this actually because it'll be very minor gains on the like it's going to be decent of an upgrade. Then again, it's not really going to be all that better to be honest. It's only going to get us up a couple more spots in the low speed department. So I think, in my opinion, we actually don't go through with it, through the upgrade, because if we take a look at our front design we have now, that we have yet to make, we get 10 spots up in the low speed department, two spots up in the medium speed department. We lose a couple in the high speed. So if we just go to the front wing and actually just make a regular one, just make it similar to the previous iteration, but do this instead. We actually gain a couple more. So we gain 2 spots again for both medium and low speed. We actually don't lose any positions for high speed this time around. So that'll be interesting to see. I think it's going to be a loss, rather, to be honest, but we'll see. We're actually going to go ahead and continue on. So, there's that. So strategy prep for Japan. So we'll see how everything goes. So, it's going to be light rain during the race. There is a 50-50 shot of a safety car. Pit time loss. Under green flag conditions, we lose 30 seconds on track. Or the max we can lose is 30 seconds. And then safety car, however, is 17. So the expected pit stop count is 2. So we are expected to make 2 pit stops. Then again, that's if it's going to be a 2-stop. That's if, because there's rain also to consider as a factor. So we're going to go ahead and actually get ready for the Japanese Grand Prix. And yeah, let's go ahead and get ready for Japan. We're going to make sure we have... So it's going to be 18 for both, but I think we do have a manufacturing, actually, before we continue further. Load. Yeah, we're going to do this. I want to make sure... I want to see if there's a side pod that I just missed out. Because I want to see how good this side pod is. Yeah. Okay. With chassis. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So taking a look at the new parts. This would be with the new iterations. Pretty much if we had everything up to... Basically, if we had each part. Except for the front wing. So take a look at the car. We're still slower than Ferrari, but we're better than them in high speed, which is really good. So we compete with Ferrari in that regard. We're gonna lose out to McLaren and Red Bull. We're better than Mercedes when it comes to high speed. We're better than Alpine pretty much at this point, so we're gonna just dust Alpine with this new part. Same with Williams, same with Haas. RB is questionable. It's gonna be more or less an equal car, basically, in medium speed. So we'll basically beat RB, basically. Sauber, we're gonna beat them, no doubt. Aston Martin, it's gonna be kind of towards high speed where it makes all the difference. But honestly, Aston Martin might beat us there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams. No, technically 4 teams that could beat us. So we could be in the points with the current iterations without front wings. So we'll just go ahead and just put everything back to where it was before. And yes, we do have the new... we also do have the... What should I call it? We have the under 4 already on the car. So let's take a look at the race targets. So we're expected to be 18th or so. And that's actually where we're going to put ourselves at. 18th or better. Because I think we're going to finish higher than 18th. Because that high speed is just going to matter so much.
Konnichiwa from the Suzuka circuit in Japan. This unique track is a favorite home for motorsports, and it welcomes us back this weekend. Get ready for exhilaration and speed with the Japanese Grand Prix.
It's Ferrari who are currently ahead in the constructors' standings. And coming into round 4, there are plenty of teams who want to change that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Formula One.
Alright, and here we are, getting ready now for the Japanese Grand Prix. Taking a look at the conditions, obviously, it's going to be heavy rain for both FP1 and FP2, so I'm not even going to bother with it. What I am going to do is give them the preset, or the setup here for both drivers. We're going to make sure they have laps and plenty of laps on fuel, as well as, you know, have a good setup to run with for a decent bit of the session. So there we go. That's Schumacher and Giovinazzi's setup that they'll be starting out with. And we actually are going to just get ready for FP2. So FP1 setup changes if we need to go in at FP2. So we're going to take a look at the results for FP1. Max Verstappen barely beats Perez for first, so that's interesting. So take a look now. Giovinazzi and Schumacher didn't have the best setup percentage, but that's okay. So taking a look at their setup, it's not half bad, to be honest. I kind of expected it to be worse, to be honest, but hey, it's decent setup. What are you gonna do about it? So Giovinazzi, pretty much great and everything, but traction. So we're gonna move this down, move that, and this down. So this will be his new setup change. And obviously it looks like that we're putting on the hards for the two drivers. Take a look at mixed setup. Looks like it's just a mess. Everything's all over the place. So oversteer is great, braking stability is good, cornering is bad, traction is great, and then straights is good. And we're going to up this, we're going to lower this. We're also going to take a lot of camber out and toe out as well to get that cornering back. And try and improve everything else. So this will be Schumacher's updated setup. Again with the driving options, as well as the run plan for both drivers. So we're now going to go ahead and get into FP3, where it's actually going to be dry, aka Saturday. So take a look at FP2 now. Max Verstappen again, quickest in FP2. We were 13th and 16th. We were 12th and 16th earlier, so that's interesting to know. So now they're ready for new changes. I'm going to make sure they got their fuel plan ready, as well as their driving options ready to go. Let's see what tires they've used up. So it looks like not a whole lot of tires have been used. So I could see us doing a double medium, depending on if they get returned or not, which I hope it doesn't get returned. Because I kind of want to do a double medium race. So we'll do medium hard for this. What about Schumacher? Same situation, so we'll do double medium for both drivers. Take a look at the setup now for Schumacher. As you can see, his setup has kind of gotten better, but still it's kind of all over the place a little bit. It's kind of just everywhere still. It's kind of the same as Giovinazzi's setup from earlier. So everything's great, but traction, so we'll see if we can find a good setup for either of our drivers. Now we're taking a look at Giovinazzi, probably the one driver who's actually had a good setup at all throughout this weekend, and it shows here. Braking stability is that good, everything else is either great or optimal. Oh, I just did not, that was a whoops on me there because I didn't look. Okay. Now we're ready to take a look at their setup and see what changes we can make to this setup. So it's going to be this, I think, and then we'll go ahead and move this over and move this down. So I think it's to get that, yeah, it's to get that oversteer back and straights as well. So this will be Giovinazzi's setup. We're going to go ahead and get ready for FP3. And let's go manage FP3. So we'll see how everything goes here in this session.
I'm not fully ready, okay?
Alright. Alright. So it looks like Schumacher is done.
That was great. Really good.
For the weekend. Let's see about Giovinazzi. Not quite.
Quick feedback when you can.
Interesting.
Copy, copy.
Somehow Schumacher's setup got better. However, Giovinazzi kind of either stayed the same or got worse. But it actually got better. Why is it only 89%? The traction's at optimal and same with straight, and same with oversteer. Huh. Interesting. We're gonna go ahead and move the toe out down to get that cornering and brake stability fixed. So this will be Giovinazzi's new setup changes. We'll go ahead and put Giovinazzi on mediums. We're just gonna let Schumacher ride it out here for the rest of his stint. And we're going to go ahead and get Giovinazzi back out on track. And Schumacher is heading back to pits. And there we are. We're going to go ahead and, again, put them on mediums. So Schumacher will stay out for the rest of the session. Back to full car part knowledge for our drivers. Very good. We did have a new underfloor come in, so I'm expecting him to not be fully used to the underfloor yet. But I'm expecting him to get close, though. I'm expecting them to get a little close towards that route. Stroll went wide at turn 1. Let's take a look at the replay here.
Now this was at turn 1. Oh, and they need to be watching those track limits. And they might want to take a look at the floor of the car there, because that won't do it any good.
I didn't see any damage at the underfloor. Is Joe Nancy going to be done with this setup before the end of the session in terms of feedback? That's what I really would like to know.
How's your initial feel?
They are both 100% right before the end of the session. That was really close, Gemini. That was like really close. Dead serious, that was really close there. I did not need Gemini to be like that whatsoever. But checker flag is now out for the end of FP3. So there's the checker flag. And we are now done with FP3. Sergio Perez fastest in FP3 with Lando and Piastri right behind him. Max Verstappen 4th. So looks like Verstappen doesn't have something going for him in terms of the dry conditions here. But then again, we're going to have a rainy race, so we'll see. Take a look at, again, both drivers have high confidence going into qualifying.
Welcome to qualifying. Let's find out if all that practice will pay off for the drivers.
Suzuka is a notorious circuit, both for its unpredictable weather and the difficulty of closely following other cars. Making the right call on when to head out to avoid traffic and dirty air can make all the difference here.
Now, Karun, how do you think Zhou Guanyu will be as he heads into this session?
They weren't as quick as I expected them to be in practice. They'll want to land better lap times than that today to earn a solid position on the starting grid.
Well, it's almost here. Qualifying coming up soon.
Alright, so here we are now going into Q1. I'm expecting not to get into Q2, but we'll see. Because things change. So let's go ahead and go to qualifying.
Green, green.
So we'll go ahead and let them out. Schumacher in dirty air? I think he is. I think they're too close to each other, I think. See here at the straight. Doesn't look like they're in that bad of dirty air. Schumacher's pretty slow. Okay, improvement. Love to see it. I don't know if he'll be good enough though. Schumacher might need to go out again.
Your delta, yeah?
Let's just go ahead and actually wait a minute. We'll need an extra soft. Yeah, we got 2 softs. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and let him out now. So... Bad sector 1. Sector 3 got held. Could have been better. Yeah, he's not going to improve. That really was not worth it. Well, we're going to be 18th and 21st for Q1, so we're not even going to make it to Q2 at all, like I predicted. So Verstappen quickest in Q1. Sargent was the last one to get in. So Sonoda, Giovinazzi, Joe Hamilton, Mick Schumacher, and Albon do not advance to Q2. Leclerc onto the pole for this race. Ricardo, Gasly, Bottas, Magnussen, Sargent, Ocon did not advance to Q3. So that's pretty interesting to see there.
It won't be long before we get underway here in Japan. 53 figure-of-8 laps around this historic circuit.
Anything can happen at Suzuka, as Kimi Raikkonen proved in 2005. The Finn battled all the way from 17th to win. Will we see a similar show of will and talent today, I wonder?
Drivers will battle it out this weekend on the snaking turns of Suzuka, the only figure-of-8 track in Formula One. High-speed downforce will be the name of the game here, if teams want to secure a place on that podium. Tension continues to build here as race day begins.
Alright, so now here we are, getting ready for race day again. It's gonna be rain, pretty much, so I think we'll just do conserve on the mediums. And it's gonna be early on the session, so it could be an early... this is entirely unnecessary. I don't know what Giovinazzi had. It was like 29, yeah. So 29, so we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be rainy, so it's gonna be decent if we save fuel. I'd imagine we do get a safety car, but I doubt that'll happen. So we'll see. We'll see. We're gonna go ahead and save, and let's go ahead and race here at Japan.
Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway. And for that man, Mick Schumacher, this could be an interesting race.
Not where they'd want to be in P21, but honestly, they've just got to give it their best shot.
And it looks like we're good to go. Get ready. It's the Japanese Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
Alright, lights out and away we go. Here at Japan. Verstappen's going to lead the early portion of the race. He will lead lap 1 here at Japan. Honda's home track. So we'll see how Red Bull and all their Honda power cars, see how they do. So we'll see how everything goes here. Giovinazzi now up to 17th. Good start for the Italian. Schumacher, though, is struggling in those mediums. He's last. He's far away from anybody else. Can't really get a whole lot of anything done. That's just because we're in the pretty much dirty air is kind of the main reason he's behind. That far behind. It's because dirty air, so it's going to be hard to get out of that dirty air. So we'll see how Giovinazzi does here. Schumacher now up to 21st. And multiple cars crash. I believe that's Sonoda. Interesting.
And if we watch Magnussen, tries to get by, and you can see how the cars come together. I imagine their confidence will have taken a knock.
How did Magnussen not wreck there? If that happened in IRL, if that happened in real life, Magnussen would have crashed with his... Oh, well.
Less power.
Magnussen out of power, it looks like, for the Haas driver. So it looks like no investigation will be done for the Haas driver. Schumacher now up to 19th, so things are going his way. Oh.
Same fuel.
Yeah, copy.
I did not mean to push him there on fuel. I did not mean to hit that button. I meant to go to ERS and hit neutral. So here's
Copy.
it's not going to rain for a while, so we're not going to push their tires all that much. So it's raining now. It's still not going to rain for a while, so still going to stay out. If we have to pit for softs, we will. We can make it to the end of the stint. So if we take a look at the pit stop, so we've seen Ricciardo's made a stop. Everyone below us, or Hulkenberg now. Everyone below Schumacher. My lord. What is going on with Mick? He's just getting passed left and right. Alright, so the rain conditions are kind of settling in a little bit. It's getting worse. But it's still not quite to the point where inters are in the equation. Gasly is now on the mediums. Norris is coming down. I believe that's for inters as well. It is. So I think we're just gonna stay out for. You know what? You know what?
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna lose anything here pitting this early. We just gotta.
Copy both.
So if we go strategy, so let's see. What about here? Can we save? The only thing we can do is just move it to this lap. That's the only thing we can really do. It's just move it to this lap. So we'll go ahead and pit now for both cars because it's gonna be rainy. So again, yeah, here it is. Everybody's coming down for inners. There's still a good chunk of guys that have yet to come in, and I believe they are now just going to pits. So 12th and 14th here. Again, it's not damp yet enough for us to push tires, but we can go ahead and push on the DRS because I believe DRS is still on. So it looks like that we will be so it looks like we'll still be 13th and 14th here. So yep, track conditions have now changed to the damp conditions. We'll go ahead and push our inners here. As Schumacher is now under pressure from Albon, it looks like. Alonso has a fault. Let's see what that fault is for Alonso. He has an engine fault. So he's losing power quite a bit, like Magnussen is. Baltas, puncture. Wow.
Puncture front right.
That's bad. I will say that is quite bad for the flying fin. Oh. Nah. I didn't realize Schumacher was cooking his tires. I didn't quite see it. I didn't quite see that as inedible. So we are now up to 12 for Giovinazzi.
We're at turn 15 now.
So looks like he locked up right here.
To respond, and hopefully there's not too much damage to the tires.
So it looks like Giovinazzi just got right around him right there because of it. So
there's a yellow flag now.
Giovinazzi, oh, Gasly spins off last corner. Ooh.
I tried to brake to get out of it.
Gasly, sometimes braking is not the best option there, bud. With my racing experience, I don't think you should have broke. I think you should have just let off the throttle, in my opinion.
Right there.
Ooh, multiple cars crashed.
Now we're at turn 11 now.
So let's see. Stroll, I think, just locked up. Yeah.
Locks. What caused that, I wonder?
Probably him being too... Okay, heavy wreck here. Gasly. I believe that Top Con right behind him. And Tsunoda. Oh! So that's damage for the Frenchman of Pierre Gasly. Not quite going to work out for him. So we'll see who gets the penalty. It's going to be Tsunoda. I kind of agree with that call, to be honest. I kind of do agree to that call. I do think Tsunoda kind of did deserve that penalty, I'm going to be honest with you. So 10 laps to go here. Doesn't look like we will have to pit again. We don't have to worry about fuel anymore in the race, so we're good to go pretty much. Max Verstappen has Leclerc right behind him. Both of our cars are about to get lapped. Or Schumacher's already been lapped, but there it is. We are now lapped down pretty much. Tsunoda locks up.
This one is involving Yuki Tsunoda. Things
Worst race he's having.
And there goes the steering. They were just unable to do much about it.
Yeah, Tsunoda's just not having a good race. He had a 5-second penalty and has yet to serve it. So I think he'll still be 18th here. Ocon locked up.
Now
So let's see what happened.
Esteban Ocon here. Nothing at this point. Very heavy on the brakes, and they'll need to be mindful of the effect that that had on the tyres.
So let's see, how far are we behind? Yeah, I don't think we're even going to touch Hamilton or Alonso in that regard. Yeah, we're not going to be able to touch them, really. We could probably get Schumacher up to 13th. Hulkenberg is right with them, right with Perez. I think, honestly, we can catch Hulkenberg here and get around him as well. See what happens. Yep, there we go. That's all we have to do. Now we just gotta obviously keep ERS enabled.
Max Verstappen
Hulkenberg is really
over the
far
finish
back.
line, and today's
Max
winner.
Verstappen wins the Grand Prix. Then we have Leclerc finish in second place. Here comes Norris to get third. Another podium for the British driver over at McLaren. Then we have Perez in fourth, Piastri fifth. Carlos Sainz comes home in the sixth spot. Russell will be coming home to finish P7 if he keeps it straight here for the final couple of corners. Our drivers will come home 12th and 13th. Very good results for Ford. And now here comes Russell out of the final corner to get P7 for the Silver Arrows at Mercedes. Magnussen, mechanical faults. I do believe it got worse, I think. But here comes Lance Stroll, the Canadian, finishes P8 here for Aston Martin. And then here comes Ricciardo, I believe behind a Sauber, that is, at the line of Bottas. Yep. And Ricciardo finishes 9th. And here comes Alonso to grab P10 to finally, to get the last point for the driver results. And Hamilton, a miserable day for him in particular. He lost, or he gained 9 positions. He started from last place, or 20th. He started from 20th, got all the way to 11th. Very good race for Lewis Hamilton. Pretty good day for him.
Well, what a race that was. And there, of course, we see Lance Stroll heading in.
That marked an 8th place finish, which gives them a handful of points.
Well, Max Verstappen can add yet another podium to his already impressive record.
What a great way to take their 3rd win this year. They've definitely found their form.
And a lovely show of sportsmanship to conclude proceedings here in Japan. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way, but others didn't. I think their main target now will be finding some consistency for sure.
And that's all for today as we wrap up the weekend here in Japan.
Join us for the next round as we head to Shanghai for all the excitement of the Chinese Grand Prix.
Hold on, I'll be right back. And with that, Max Verstappen comes home to win the Japanese Grand Prix. He also gets the fast lap for the Grand Prix. I believe that's the first time the winner actually got fastest lap. So that is pretty interesting to see. So Leclerc, Norris join the Dutchman on the podium, with Perez just outside of the podium in 4th. Giovinazzi 12th, Schumacher 13th. Tsunoda after the race finishes 18th, even behind the Alpine of Ocon. So there's that as well. Take a look at the drivers. Max Verstappen extends the gap between himself and Leclerc. Russell and Stroll swap positions, so Russell's now 8th, with just Stroll now 9th. Gasly moves ahead of Ocon, and Red Bull is now leading the Constructors' Championship. So Ferrari moves down to 2nd. So pretty interesting there. Looks like, yeah, both teams are tied, actually. Very interesting. So Ferrari and Red Bull are tied. That's interesting. For the DHL Fast Pit Stop Challenge, we did not get a good pit stop for the teams, so There's that. Ferrari moves up to 3rd over RB. We still 11th. Pretty good stops though for our team. Not bad. And we get all the money we need from our drivers. So very good. So our affiliate moved up to 61 rated. Very good. We have a rear wing in. We have a chassis done. Very good. We will be able to get started on a brand new design for the Chinese Grand Prix. So maybe either front wing or rear wing, depending on which one is going to be good. I think we might need the front wing more than anything. So yeah, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and end it here. So yeah. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy this episode, I really would appreciate it if you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're enjoying the content, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss another video from me, as I do upload every day. And also, I have TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch as well. I really would appreciate it if you go follow me on there as well. Again, I have the playlist for the My Team Career Mode, which is the career mode we're doing right now, and the Road to Glory career mode that I have been doing for a good bit, but I've taken a break from. That's also down below. And I have a post for the Road to Glory series, whether you guys want me to do Williams, Haas, or Haas, Alpine, or Williams after we win the Constructors' Championship for Sauber. So, yeah. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. So with that, guys, I will see you guys when I see you guys. Peace out, everybody. Ciao.